Touch is a nose boob to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to redirect our dog away from something or to simply get them focused and ready to work with us.
Come on. Yes, good girl. Touch. Yes. Touch. Go down. Touch. Yes, good girl. Sit.
In this video, you'll see that I'm reinforcing that sit a little bit more, and that's because she's gotten the hang of this idea that sit comes right before down, and so she's anticipating that and going into down early. So practice asking her to sit, rewarding that, and even rewarding a second time to encourage her to hold it so she's not anticipating what's going to come next. Then you can ask her to down and reward in the down.
Yes. Good.
Melon, for recall, you're going to say, Melon, come. And then as soon as she turns her head to look at you, you'll mark yes and begin to praise as she comes. And then once she arrives to you, you will reward with a treat. If she doesn't look at you right away, pause for a couple seconds, give her a chance, and be ready to mark yes if she does turn to look at you. If she still does not look at you, then you can go to a backup noise like you hear me doing in these videos. And then you'll make that noise, something exciting to get her attention. As soon as she turns to look, mark yes, and then reward. Practice this in the backyard as well as on a long leash in the front yard. Leave it means stop and back away from the thing that you were going towards. You can practice this in a lot of different ways. One is just by using treats, dropping multiple treats and cueing her to leave it. This is really great to mimic those real life situations when we drop food that is unsafe for them to get, or even things like pills. So that is why we practice dropping multiple at once. So we practice that scatter of things that could happen. You'll cue leave it. As soon as she backs away, mark yes and reward. You can also practice like knocking stuff off the counter or the table purposefully to mimic those real life situations. In real time, you're not going to have the treat on you. So what you will do is a praise party to the treat. So you'll cue leave it. As soon as she does, yes, good girl, and begin praising her as you run together to go get the treats from wherever those are kept. And be prepared to reward with treats, ideally, or at least praise in those real life situations.
Good job.
Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. Here I'm practicing with high value bully sticks. You can also practice this with any item that she picks up around the house. Just like with leave it, you'll cue drop it. As soon as she lets go, mark yes and reward. If you do not have a treat on you, make sure you do that praise party to the treats.
Nice job.
Place means go there, lay down, and stay there until released. Her release word is free.
Yes, good girl.
So when working on place, you will point towards the bed, cue place. As soon as she gets on there and lays down, you'll mark yes and reward by placing a treat on the bed. This is really important because we want her to know the food is going to come to her where she is on the mat and not to try to get up and meet us for that. Then you will practice moving around, adding distance, adding in some distractions, and then periodically coming back and rewarding her. If she gets up and you did not release her, simply send her back, say place. Once she lays down, you will not reward right away. You'll make her work for it a little bit, then come back and reward. And in the end, when you're ready for her to get up, you will cue free to let her know she is free to get up. There are two ways to practice place. The first one being formal training sessions like I'm doing here in this video. I'm purposely building in, adding some distractions, rewarding her, and then building up her tolerance for how much of that distraction and distance she can handle between reinforcement. With the goal being that as you practice more and more, you will slowly add more and more time between each treat until you don't need as many or any at all. If you try a distraction and it's too difficult for her and she gets up, simply send her back and then do the distraction again, but make it slightly smaller. You'll see here, I'm going to go up the stairs and try to kind of walk up on that next level, and she's going to get up because that was just a little too hard for her for the first time. So you can see she gets up. So I'm going to send her back to her place. Once there, we're going to reset and we're going to do it again. This time, I'm going to go a little slower and not go all the way up the stairs, then come back and reward her. Another fun way to practice these formal training sessions and also get your daughter involved is by cueing her to place. You're going to stand next to Melon, rewarding her periodically while you have your daughter play essentially Simon Says. So you can ask her to run across the room, jump across the room, toss a toy across the room, crawl on the floor, roll on the ground, dance, just do silly kid things. And then you're going to periodically be rewarding Melon for staying put while watching your daughter do those things. It's a great way to build in her impulse control around kids while also letting your daughter be a part of the training. And when you're done, cue her free so she knows she can get up, and this does not need rewarded with a treat. Another way to practice is in real life context. So here you can see us doing this during mealtime. So you're going to bring the bed close by so that you're able to toss her those rewards, cue her to place, and then you're going to sit down and eat dinner. Periodically throughout dinner, you're going to reward her. And just like those formal training sessions, the goal is that over time, you're going to reward a little less by adding more and more duration of time between each treat. If she gets up, cue her back. Take a note that maybe you spaced out the reinforcement too long for this point in her training, and then kind of go back, maybe reward a little bit more frequently, then try again later to space that out. If you are consistent with this, doing it every time you guys sit down for a meal, what you will see is that she picks up that pattern and that she will already be waiting on her bed when she sees you guys preparing for dinner. She's already doing that here at my house, where when she sees us in the kitchen, get the beds out, getting things ready, she will already be on her bed waiting to be in her place because she knows if she does that, that's when all the good stuff is going to happen. One tip I do have when it comes to the rewards you're using is using something that you don't mind touching and then turning around and touching your own food. For me, this is string cheese. So I will just get a stick or two out of the fridge when I sit down for dinner, open one of them up, set it next to me, and just tear off pieces as I need to reward her. This makes it a high value treat and something special she gets at dinner time, while also being something that I don't mind touching and then touching my own food and silverware. Overall, Melon has done really great with this and is able to sit through an entire dinner, staying on her mat, often dozing off here and there. Wait means stop and don't go any further. So when we say wait, we're drawing an imaginary line and telling them they can do anything but cross that line. So they can be in a sit, stand, lay down, walk around as long as they don't cross that line. So here what I've done is I've cued her to wait, went up the stairs, and then I'm rewarding her back behind that line by tossing the treat back to her as long as she stays. And then when I'm ready for her to cross that line, I can use my release word free. This is really helpful on the stairs so that you don't have a dog that is tripping you as you go up and down the stairs. And then, of course, this is really helpful at the front door so that you have a dog that is not dashing when a front door is open. So you're going to cue her to wait. She's allowed to walk around, move around, wait there if she wants, as long as she doesn't cross that threshold of the door where I drew that imaginary line. When I come back in, you'll see that I don't release her with free this time because I'm not letting her cross the line like I did with the stairs. So the difference with place and wait is that place always needs released. Wait only needs released if you're going to let her cross that line. So if I'm going to step outside to pick up a package or do anything like that, talk to someone, grab something off the porch, I'm going to cue her to wait, step outside, do the thing, come back in, shut the door, praise and reward her, but I do not need to release her. You can also practice the same way in rooms in the house that you may not want her to follow you into, like the bathroom or the bedroom all the time. So being able to tell her to wait while you step into a room to grab something and come back out, and then shut the door and move on. Practice this anytime you have a package at the door. That way you're building in that routine regularly. Cue her to wait. Make sure you already have a treat ready so that you can reward her as you bring back in the package. Here we practice bringing in package as well as me bringing in a pretend kind of a larger, heavier package where I need to walk away from the open door to set it down before coming back, so you can really see that she understands she cannot cross that line. You can also practice wait every time you're going to take her out on leash, where you will release her. So you're going to cue her to wait, and then when you're ready for her to go out the door with you, you can release her with free, so she knows she can head out on her walk with you. Free. Good girl. All right, so I am out for a walk with Melon, and we're just going to show you kind of what to keep working on with her as she goes home here. So the main thing that we're doing is what we call rewarding good choices. So yes, when she's walking the way we want her to, she's walking nicely at our side, she's offering us attention, we're going to mark yes and reward it. So we're catching all the good stuff and then rewarding it. Let's go. Yes. Good girl. Yes. And we're going to do that pretty frequently right now. Yes. Oh, this way. She gets a little puppy brain, gets a little distracted. Good girl. So we're going to reward her pretty frequently right now. Yes. And it's also important that when you reward, you always reward right at your side. Yes. Even if she's a little in front, that's okay as long as the leash is loose. But when you reward, she still has to come back to your side. Yes. Good girl. This is important because it keeps her at that side, and also using the hand closest to her, because if you start crossing in front of your body, she will also start crossing in front. Over. So we've got a car coming. Melon. Sorry. There we go. Yes. Good girl. Come on. And so you want to make sure you're always rewarding at your side with the hand closest to her. Yes. Good girl. So we're just going to be catching all the good stuff and rewarding it. As she gets better, you'll be able to reward a little less frequently. Yes. Good girl. But right now, like I said, she gets that puppy brain and gets really distracted, so she still needs a lot of reinforcement. Yes. Good girl. If you kind of completely lose her attention and she's not responding, the best thing to do is kind of do a circle. So you'll say, this way. Good girl. Bring her back. Circle around. Good girl. Yes. Reward her and kind of reset her. Just give her a little help. As far as sniffing goes, yes. We want to, Melon. Oop, lost you. This way. We want to allow her time to sniff. Good girl. But the rule is, as long as she's within length of the leash and she's not trying to drag you somewhere, yes, that she can sniff. And so we want to allow her some time for that without it being so much where she's trying to pull you off a trail or off the path to go check things out. And we want her to still be able to check in and pay attention with you. Yes. Good girl, right? So just like that, I want to be able to say yes and her respond and hear that. Good. Leave it. Leave it. Yes, good girl. Leave it. Yes. Good girl. Nice job. Oh, leave it. That's dog poo. This way. We're not going to play with that. There we go. Good girl. So right now, this is kind of what she needs. Just rewarding those good choices. And a big thing will be making sure you reward at the side you want her walking on and not crossing in front, because she does have a tendency to try to crisscross in front, to check things out, move around a little bit. But the more we reward her at our side, the more she's going to understand this is where the good stuff happens, and she's going to want to stay there. So we have this way when we need to kind of reset or change directions. Yes. And then if she does stop to sniff something, we can use our let's go cue when we're ready to move on. So again, as long as she's within length of the leash and not dragging me, I'm going to give her opportunities to sniff and check stuff out. Yes. Good girl. Melon. Good girl. Good girl. And you can see she's not trying to pull or anything. It's more the distractions of those moments, those puppy brain moments. So we're going to let her sniff. And then when we're ready to move on, I'm going to say, let's go. Yes. Good girl, Melon. And when we're going to start moving. And that's going to get her moving. So this way. Good girl. So this is what walks are going to look like with her right now. Every walk is going to be a training walk. So be prepared with lots of good high value food. We're using string cheese right now. Just something exciting that helps keep her attention. And you're going to be rewarding all of those good choices. And then as she gets better, you'll be able to slowly reward a little less and a little less until she doesn't need so many treats. Good girl, Melon. Come on. That's a good girl. Yes. Good girl. Good girl, Melon. Melon has done really great with potty training and has not been having accidents, but she still is not consistently ringing the bell to go out to ask. So if you want to continue to work on this with her at home, I would practice just like you see me doing here outside of the moment. Cue her bells. When she rings it, reward. Cue bells, reward her, and repeat. Once that's really good, do the same thing but with the bells on the door so that she's practicing hitting them with them hanging on the door. Same thing. You're going to cue bells. She hits it, then reward. You'll also notice a few times that I don't mark yes and reward right away until she rings it a second time. This is to help build some resilience so that if she hits the bells and you don't respond right away, instead of her giving up and peeing inside the house, ideally she will try to ring them again until she gets your attention. So when you bring her home, you're going to practice this for a couple sessions. Do this for a couple days just so she gets really good at ringing the bell on cue for you. Then what you'll start to do is get those bells on the door, and every time you take her out to potty, you're going to cue her bells. Once she hits those bells, then you will take her outside to potty. And you will continue to do this consistently until she begins to ring the bells on her own to ask to go out to potty.
Yes, good girl.
And that's a wrap on Melon's training.